So what is going on, guys? As you probably know, February is just around the corner, and we decided why not make a video series that we're going to be doing throughout the year pretty much, where we're going to be basically saying what is our most anticipated game for the coming month. So, for example, next month is obviously February, which I think everyone should know the calendar months of the year.
I don't know, mate. I don't know. I mean, I'm not that clever.
No, that's true.
I can't believe you just asked that question. I think people know their months of the year by now.
I'm hoping they do. Anyway, we're going to be discussing what we think is going to be our most anticipated game for February 2016, and obviously in February we'll do the one for March, and so on throughout the year. So let's get straight into it. Of course, we've looked at most of the games that are releasing in February already, and we've decided, well, actually we've got kind of fully decided, but we're kind of going into this and kind of discussing what we think is our personal game, and then we're going to obviously come to a conclusion and say which one we think is our favourite one. So I'm going to start off with Callum. Actually, I know that you have kind of got a few games on your radar, but go ahead and say which one your favourite one for next month is going to be.
Okay then, right. I don't even know what that was. I'm gonna say
it's good
that,
to be enthusiastic.
Shut up for 5 seconds, Quan.
Oh yeah, because I've been talking this whole video, haven't I? I've just not
shut up
stopped talking
for 5 seconds. Anyhow, the game I'm anticipating the most for February of 2016 is probably Unravel. And if you don't remember what that is, that's when that guy was at E3 on the stage, shaking like he had just come off the drip of morphine or something. Literally,
nice,
dude,
I like that one.
He looked like he had Michael J. Fox syndrome.
Fair enough.
Oh no, that game looks really good. I think it's a really interesting context. I think the best part about that is that it's an indie game. I know it's being heavily pushed by Sony.
EA, you mean?
Yeah.
It's basically been funded by EA.
Yeah, you know what I mean though. But I like the concept of it. Yeah, I like the idea of it. And I think the best part about it is I reckon it's going to be quite a cheap game for us to buy.
I think it's on the PSN for like £60. So yeah.
See, I'd happily pay that for it if it's got enough content to it. I mean, paid £16 for Life is Strange and got a fantastic game out of that.
Yep.
So obviously they're not the same publisher, but I reckon it's still going to be something to definitely look forward to. I reckon that's the game. I reckon I will probably buy that next month when it comes out. Maybe not on release. Maybe check out some reviews first. But it will probably be the one that I end up getting out of all the games that are releasing next month. So, Quan.
Yeah, I'd say I have to pretty much agree with you. I mean, the month of February looks to be quite promising in some aspects. There's definitely a few bigger games coming out, such as, I believe, Street Fighter is, and Far Cry Primal, those sorts of games. To me, they're not too interesting. I've gotten tired of Far Cry a little bit, even though Primal does seem to put a different twist onto it. I still need to. I'm still on the fence about that one.
I'll see what the reviews are going to be for that. I think if the reviews are good about it, I might end up content.
And I also think a lot of people will be. I also think a lot of people will be approaching it in that way because Far Cry 4 wasn't exactly the most innovative of games, even though it was still good. It wasn't really.
It was average
different.
to poor.
It wasn't different to Far Cry 3. I don't even think it was average to poor. I think it was just a still good game, but not really what we were expecting following Far Cry 3. But yeah, Far Cry Primal seems to be a similar concept to 4, but definitely with a twist on it. So I'll keep that on my radar. But as far as actually looking forward to, I'd say that Firewatch as one of those smaller games that is coming out is probably the one I'm most interested in. Again, though, not going to pre-order it, not going to buy it on release day, going to wait to see what the general consensus of it is, then make my decision after that. Of course, there is still the possibility of the expansion coming out for the Game of the Year 2015. That is The Witcher 3.
Every video.
It is every video. Actually, Oscar, which game won the PlayStation Blog Game of the Year? Because I believe you're quite confident about that one, weren't you?
I think it might have been the Shitcher 3. I think.
Yes, but, it was, wasn't it? But no, the new expansion for that, Blood and Wine, hasn't been announced in terms of release date. But I don't think it can be too far around the corner. So if that's releasing in February, then that will just by far and away be the thing I'm most excited for. But if that doesn't come out in February, then I think Firewatch will probably be the biggest one on my radar, and that's pretty much it.
Okay, so I mean, I'll move on to what I'm going to think, and I've actually got exactly the same game as Quan. Firewatch is the one that I have been personally keeping an eye on because it's kind of very similar to these narrative games which are very indie based. I think Everybody's Gone to the Rapture comes to mind when I think of Firewatch, and to a certain extent Life is Strange as well. Very much the story is the main concept, and it's almost like a walking simulator kind of game, especially like Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, of course. But I enjoyed both of those games.
Hopefully it won't be that slow though.
Well,
like,
you know,
Everybody's Gone
obviously
to the Rapture was like another level. Like that was proper walking.
that was genuinely a walking simulator.
Part of Firewatch
Like
is actually like responding to the fires and running and and like
It's
sorting
in
them out.
Yellowstone.
So I presume there's a bit of running in there.
Yeah, I've seen it, and it's kind of like quite cartoony in a way. It just looks very interesting, and I'll be interested to see how it actually plays out and how people review it and all that kind of thing. And yeah, that's gonna be like the kind of first kind of big indie game of the year. I think what you call it. There's like Tomorrow Children coming out this year as well. Also, obviously, No Man's Sky.
Obviously, yeah.
I think that'll be the game that people are very looking forward to in terms of indie games. But yeah, like, particularly Firewatch. Like I've not like known about it for quite a long time. I think it might have been announced at E3 last year. I could be completely wrong about that. I've seen it a couple of times, but only recently have people started talking about it quite heavily. So I've kind of looked up on it and see what it's all about, and it looks pretty interesting. So I think I'll definitely be getting that one next month. So I think in kind of total, we should kind of bring it all together now and decide the one game that we think is kind of our personal favourite. Now, I mean, if you're looking at the idea of which got the most votes out of us three, well, Firewatch would be that game. Callum, I mean, you are the only person who didn't say it. Would you say that Firewatch is okay?
Like the concept of the game, I like. Like as you said, it's very similar to Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. But yeah, I think like Quan said, I just hope it's not just one of those you'd literally just walk everywhere.
Yeah,
because
that's fair.
that took forever and kind of put me off that game, in all honesty. But yeah, I have no
I
reason
think
to
though, like
not be...
we were comparing it quite a bit to Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. I think in many respects it's not going to be like that, because I think what made Everybody's Gone to the Rapture quite like a nice game was the fact that you could. It was the attention to detail of me personally. I found like it wasn't like exactly the biggest game, but the amount of detail that was in there was very interesting, and it was a sort of all look no touch sort of world. And in Firewatch, I hope there's going to be much more interaction there. Also, I believe the dialogue like between the two main characters is apparently also a highlight. So I think those things in particular are what's going to separate it from comparing it to Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, and I don't think we should really compare it to that. I mean, obviously that
you can't compare it to that until you've played it yourself or heard a few reviews about it or whatever, more than anything.
I guess. So hopefully it is its own game, you know. Hopefully we don't have to compare it to another game like that.
Yep. Okay, well there we go. So our most anticipated game for February is of course Firewatch. Let us know what your personal favourite game or most anticipated game for February 2016 is in the comments, of course. And yeah, thank you a lot for watching the video, of course. And
bye.
So
bye. There we go. That's our new outro. Thanks for watching the video. Bye.
Banter.